Yeah, I don't know, call it a rant. When I say keep it organic, for me it's an ideal set of principles, a commitment to nature and the ecosystem, all of the biodiversity, not harming living things, being in balance. So it's sprinkling a little bit. I really had some thoughts that I wanted to get out. It's raining a little bit more than but what the heck, let's try it anyway. I end a lot of my videos and I say keep it organic. I know that can kind of send people off on a tangent, right? They're like, organic is a scam, or what's so good about organic? What's the definition of organic? I mean, it's really basic. What a lot of people might be reacting to is the marketing around organics. I'm not here to represent the organic gardening industry in terms of products necessarily. I'm here to represent nature and the garden as an ecosystem, the ecology within our hemisphere of living, and that balance. We are a part of that balance. All right, so that's the discussion that I want to have when it comes to organics. I'm not talking about paid organic certification, products, produce at the grocery store, because there are pros and cons with that, just as there are pros and cons when we're talking about synthetic fertilizers, synthetic pesticides. There are pros and cons to that, all right? And there's a whole huge industry and lobby behind that as well. Those two things set aside, right? What is organic? For me, it's an ideal set of principles, a commitment to nature and the ecosystem, all of the biodiversity, the bugs, the birds, the storms that exist in my garden ecosystem. And when I say keep it organic, what I feel is respect that. Before there was industrial commercial agriculture or chemical fertilizers, pesticides, or organic products, organic gardening books, there was food. Food grew. We planted food, we grew food, we ate food. So what did that look like? The balance was there. It's important to come back to the base of who we are as humans and how do we evolve living on the land, living with nature, the system, the ecology that surrounded us. We learned. It's all about eating, right? So when you find your food in nature and that's all you have is nature and some sticks, some rocks, then I think you pretty quickly get attuned with how it all works. And it's not a system that has been trademarked, bought, sold, certified, sold to a third party. I like the term organic because I just like it. It sounds good. I understand what it means. And maybe it's just my specific generation. My overall impression of organic when it all became a craze, if you want to call it that, was natural, not harming living things, being in balance. My perspective and my knowledge about that has evolved tremendously over the last 12 years. And now I'm much more so rethinking, even some of the products and practices that I've advocated for. That's just how it goes. I get these comments, right? People say Sevin Dust is the best. It's safe to use. It doesn't harm humans. But that's bullshit. You look on the instructions, the labels, you can't eat it. It can be harmful to you. You don't want to inhale it, and you don't want to put it on food. It might be marketed as a product to use in your vegetable garden, but does it really make sense? What are the ripple effects within the ecology that you're growing? If you're gardening organically, you need to be committed. You need to be all in. It can be a complete transformation of the land. If you're gardening conventionally, then things are shifted and adapted to that system and more reliant on you and your control. So maybe in that instance, it makes more sense to utilize conventional or synthetic products. The principle of the matter, and going back to the term organic, is that what good does that do us? I'm talking about understanding the balance of nature, and I want to focus on building healthy soil, having the right sun exposure for plants, making sure they get the right amount of moisture, and then planting the right varieties at the right time. That's about as much as I can really do to set the stage for plants to grow their best. Healthy plants with strong genetics are going to be more resistant to pests and disease. And if they are weak or stressed, then so be it. There's something to understand there. It goes deeper, right? It's not just about, I need to do something. You don't have to do anything. If anything, you need to be observant and recognize and give nature a chance to balance out, because sometimes it will. And then you didn't need to do anything in the first place, and you probably saw a lot of amazing stuff. And then if the plants don't rebound, then I don't think it was meant to be. But should you spray products on it? Because, you know, I was talking about organic versus synthetic, but I'm really reluctant to spray anything in the garden. You know, I don't use things like spinosad or BT or neem on any type of regular basis. And a lot of times, even when I think about it, I back off of it. Yeah, I don't know, call it a rant, whatever. This is an evolving thought that I think it's important for us to have a discussion around, understanding the context, the framework for this discussion, and where I'm coming from. When I say keep it organic, let's reclaim that word. Let's honor our evolution as humans and where we came from and our ability to survive off the land within a balanced ecosystem, and learn from the stresses that can be exhibited in our landscape, understanding why, whether it's weather related or, you know, poor soil, lack of water. I mean, things won't grow well. Not everything, at least. Some things will. Is that enough? Is that good enough? I don't know. Just go to the grocery store, get whatever you want. The power of growing your own food and being able to see the complexity of the world that we live in, the system as a whole that works with us, without us. I think that's tremendously valuable. When I say keep it organic, when I talk about organics, I'm not talking about USDA certification. I think that's, you know, potentially just as problematic as synthetic pesticides. Okay? We need to be humble and step back, remember how we got here. I think it's really important. I just wanted to share that thought with you. I don't know if you followed through to the end. If you did, that's amazing. As always, keep it organic. Garden is shining, and the light this evening is really something special. It reminds me of many summer evenings with some clouds, thunderstorm in the area. Just got this feeling, hearing the cicadas. We didn't have a breeze until about 20-30 minutes ago. Now it feels really good, but it is sprinkling, like I said.